Welcome back. We're working on writing fractions in their lowest term to help us with the study island topic of equivalent fractions and decimals in 5th grade. So let's take a look here at this 2/8, writing it in lowest terms. One of the first things you're going to want to do is see if you can't recognize or locate common factors that we might have going on here. Common factors in 2 and 8. So the first thing I tell my kiddos to do, what are the factors of these numbers? So what are the factors of 2? Well, 2 is the only even prime number. It's just 1 and 2. What are the factors of 8? We have 1, 2, 4, and 8. How do I know that? 1 times 8 is 8, and 2 times 4 is 8. So those are the only factors of 8 that we have. So writing it in lowest terms, it means I need to find the greatest common factor they have and divide them both. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1, and 8 divided by that 2 equals 4. So I go in here and I write 2 divided by the 2 is 1, 8 divided by the 2 is 4. Writing it in lowest terms, there we go. Now we're writing 2/4 in lowest terms. So again, my factors of 2, oops, my button went away. My factors of 2 are 1 and 2. My factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. Now, why don't I have this 2 in there twice? I don't need it. 1 times 4 equals 4, and 2 times itself. Remember that? Square numbers, 4. Okay, so again, our greatest common factor here is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and the 4 divided by the 2 is 2. Another way to look at that is anytime your numerator is exactly half your denominator, it is equivalent to 1/2. Let's keep going. All right, 3/5 in lowest terms. First thing you should notice when you take a look at this 3 and this 5, they are both prime numbers. That means they can't be factored any lower. The only factors I have for 3 are 1 and 3. The only factors I have for 5 are 1 and 5. And if the greatest common factor is 1, it doesn't change them. 3 divided by 1 is still 3. 5 divided by 1 is still 5. So it already is in its simplest terms. Now let's look at the 2/6. We've already determined that for the 2, its factors are 1 and 2. And then for the 6, the factors are 1, 2, 3, and 6. So we're looking for the greatest common. There it is, 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2. Come on, y'all. You got this. 3. All right. We're looking at 5/10. First thing I'm noticing here, this 5 is exactly half of the 10. What does that tell me? That it is equivalent to 1/2. I'm looking at the relationship between those two. Now we're looking at 8/10. What are my factors of 8? I have 1, 2, 4, and 8. My factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10. Well, those aren't the same, those aren't the same. The greatest common factor is the 2, so divide them both by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 8/10 is equivalent to 4/5 in its lowest terms. 4/10. Divide those by the greatest common factor. Another way to do it is to take a look at this numerator. Will it divide evenly into the denominator? In this case, it won't. Okay, 10 is not a multiple of 4, no matter which way I look at it. Therefore, 4 is not going to be it. And if I think about my multiple or my factors of 4, I have 1, 2, and 4. So 4 is not it. Will 2 divide evenly into the 10? Yes, it will. So I divide both numerator and denominator by 2. 4/10 is equivalent there. So this is all about finding your factors, greatest common factor, and putting it here. Now look at 2 and 14. The only factors I have for 2 are 1 and 2. Will 2 divide evenly into 14? Well, that's an even number, so yes it will. So this one becomes 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 14 divided by 2 is 7. All right. Here we have 10 twelfths. 10 will not divide evenly into 12. However, they are both even numbers, so 2 will divide into both of them evenly. If I divide both of these by 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And I know that's going to be the least, or its lowest terms, because 5 is a prime number and it can't go any lower there. Okay. All right. Check back in for the very last video on improper fractions to mixed numbers before you could do the study island.